And welcome back to the Connect Show, Twin Cities. So our next guest, she's the real deal. Okay, she's a matchmaker for more than 28 years. So if you're at home and you're single, get up, it's early. Okay, let's get focused. She's an online dating expert, a podcast host, author, media contributor, and a mom and a wife. So the list goes on, but she has helped more than 7,000 clients and will be helping us today as we talk about love, stepping into Valentine's Day. So Carmelia, good morning.
Hi. Good morning, everyone.
So beautiful. So
Thank
this is going to be good. I'm excited.
Your track record and body of work speaks for itself. Please tell us more about how you became a matchmaker.
Man, I wish it was a more interesting story, but I'm going to date myself here. In 1992, one of my high school sweetheart said, "Hey, Carmelia, you should apply to work at this company. They're looking for people in their call center." So I was a telemarketer. I started my first job as a telemarketer for a company called Together Dating. And what I had to do was, back then, people filled out applications in the mail, like snail mail.
Wow.
And and it was through Canada Post. It was a 174 franchise. So they also had it in the States. And when they completed the application, the phone room would call them on the phone and talk about matchmaking. So I booked appointments for people every week to learn about dating and how they can find a life partner. And this is when people used to meet in bars, clubs, work, church. Like, that was traditional. And now, fast forward, nobody meets at bars and clubs at church. Nobody meets anywhere but on a computer screen or swiping on a dating app. So it's been a long time. After I started working the call center, I quickly realized I loved the business. I loved helping people, and I never looked back. So that part-time job became my full-time career.
Can you tell us more about like the dating, your dating coach aspect of the business?
Yeah, I mean, the dating coaching really goes hand in hand with matchmaking. And frankly, I have my own love coaches that work with me. I collaborate with a lot of coaches. If I feel that a client, may be sabotaging their relationship because of bad habits or, old ways of thinking, or they're nervous, depending on their attachment style, I definitely do. I'm not afraid to make recommendations or to talk to them about what's working and what's not working. As a matchmaker, we pre-prep the date. So both people have a little bit of an idea what each person is like. And we coach them on, hey, here's conversation that you should have. Here's stuff you want to avoid. And then finally, both give a post-date survey. So the beauty of working with a matchmaker is I get two sides. And ladies, let me tell you, sometimes those sides are completely aligned. And other times I'm like, were they at the same date? Like, really, were they at the same date?
Right.
Because they're so different. I had an amazing time. We had such a connection. And he's like, I never want to see her again. And that can happen on both sides, right? Like, the guy's thinking he's like, did a great job. And she's like, and there's just, it's interesting, the experiences that happen on dates. The beauty about that is now I can coach them on that feedback, right? So that's why coaching is so important. We don't know the things that we're doing on dates that are stopping us from finding love, or that maybe we're showing up as, needy or anxious. And a lot of that has to do with our past relationships, how we were brought up, and also the risk, or that kind of like fear of missing out. If this person doesn't like me, it feels as if you don't have that chance again. So people on first dates are very nervous.
In our research, we kind of figured out from the reviews that people love your never settle dating.
Oh, yes, never settling.
Never settle. And I feel I'm a big component of that too, proponent of, never settling. So just wanted to know, like, what are those trigger signs that you are settling in a relationship?
When you say that you're settling, I mean, people will say, I'm just going to settle because there's nobody out there.
No.
Or it's like, yeah, I like him, but I mean, he seems okay. Or you'll just hear it. They're not.
He'll work. He has a job.
Yes,
He takes
right?
care of his son.
Lots of potential.
Yeah, lots of potential. Yeah, they're dating their potential, or
Mhm.
they're literally just coming from a place of scarcity, and they're not thinking like they get to choose. A lot of times people feel like that's the option, that's what they can get right now. Times are tough. And that's why we have things that are seasonally, like in the wintertime, it's cuffing season, right?
Yes.
And I think I created a new context for COVID. People are COVID cuffing. They're just shacking up with people because they don't want to be isolated alone. And ladies, we are in peak breakup season. I don't know if you know that, but breakup season happens from about Thanksgiving all the way up to Valentine's Day. So people are going to be breaking up on Valentine's Day and even shortly thereafter because they're like, I don't want to be that. I don't want him as my Valentine, or I don't want her as my Valentine. Sometimes in those holidays, it really highlights, forces you to look at your relationship and say, yeah, I don't really want to celebrate with this person. And a telltale sign is I don't want to introduce this person to my family. And that's why people tend to break up, is they don't want to take them to Thanksgiving dinner. They don't want to spend money on a gift. They'd rather
Stay
just
in the house. Stay in the house. Stay right there. Carmelia, I love it. We are going to take a quick break, but first you are going to hear from our legal eagle, Christine Schwartz, as she continues the conversation when it comes to divorce. We'll be right back.
If you missed last week's episode of The Connect Show, don't fret. Binge watch Netflix style, only on YouTube at Natalie's Network. You see, we're not just creating female-based content. We are handing you the blueprint to success. Every Saturday, catching up close and personal peek with high-influence women on The Connect Show Texas, The Connect Show South Florida, and oh yeah, The Connect Show Twin Cities.